Welcome to the Cuse Militia Podcast with those two unapologetically biased, orange-blooded homers, Sean and Joe.
What's up, Cuse Nation? Thanks for tuning into the Cuse Militia Podcast with Sean and Joe. If you like it, please share it. The universal handle for the socials is @Cuse Militia. Go there, join the militia. We are the only Syracuse sports podcast centered around giving you, the fans, a voice. Welcome. Happy Tuesday. We are here.
What's up?
We are here. We're going to talk about Syracuse, Louisville this Saturday.
This football game.
This is the last road trip for the Syracuse Orange football team. Well, maybe, hopefully not, but for the regular season. The last road trip
what you're doing.
for the season.
I like it.
See that? Okay, caught myself there. I didn't want to say, paint myself in the corner. They're going to head to Kentucky to take on Louisville. Louisville sits at 6-4, 4-3 in the ACC. So we will talk about that. Just a couple of things real quick. Kendall Coleman. Alton Robinson we talked about is going to the Senior Bowl, right? So it was announced today, or was posted at Syracuse.com today, that Kendall Coleman's going to go to the East-West Shrine Bowl, and he'll do that. So the All-Star game there. And best of luck to him. See if he can get some eyes on him and go from there with that whole deal. Going to the draft. And then
saw that coming.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, right? I mean, I know, like, these guys haven't had, like, these huge breakout years for many different reasons, but, being seniors and all, and as good as they have been, and consistently as good as they have been, obviously, they were going to get some kind of opportunity, right?
Right.
I mean, it would be a travesty if they didn't. I'd just say that. Hofrichter, he's up again for the Ray Guy Award. We tried this last year. We're going to try it again. So,
hey, man, Schmidt got the Lou Groza.
Yeah, I know.
That worked.
It was awesome. And so what's going on right now with this is it's the you're voting for the finalists, Joe. It's 3, right?
No, right now there's semifinalists. So there's 10 semifinalists
there's 10, but it's
out there.
going down to 3.
Going down to 3, right. And currently there's 2 leaders that are up in the 33 percentile. Oscar Bradburn from Virginia Tech, Tommy Townsend from Florida. Hofrichter right now is about 5.14%. The other 2 are up in, like I said, the 33%. So to get there, it looks like we're going to need to pass Adam Korsick from Rutgers at 9.02. And everybody knows how much we hate Rutgers. So let's not let a Rutgers player beat our guy.
I didn't even know they still had a football team, Rutgers. Rutgers. Brings back so many memories with the Rutgers games. What was I going to say? I was going to say...
I don't know.
I was going to say...
But we're down 4 percentage points. So you got to get out there and vote.
Yeah, get out there and vote. Oh, this is what I was going to say. RayGuyAward.com. Click click the hamburger in the top corner. Go to fan vote. Or I posted it on Facebook. I forgot to tweet it. I'm just realizing this now, so I'm giving you the website. I did forget to tweet it. I'm sorry. Go to Facebook, though. You can hit it up there. Share it up. So help old Hofrichter get in there. And he's been good. He's been consistently good. So.
Yeah, he's a senior, so let's try to get him at least in the finalists. So
yeah,
you can get a trip to that awards show. Come on.
Yeah, the Cornell preview is up, Joe. If you want to listen to it, Joe. I don't know if you care, but
well, I mean,
I know how you like.
I was part of
talk.
it, so. Oh God, here we go.
No, but it's up. Everything's kind of jumbled together because we. Everything's kind of random right now. So anyway.
Yeah, it's all over the place.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that game's tomorrow night.
Yeah, tomorrow night, 7:30. And, the Boeheim versus Boeheim and Boeheim, part 2.
Hopefully a Boeheim wins.
Yeah, I imagine it's probably inevitable, Joe. It's probably, Magic 8 Ball says very likely, highly likely, whatever the 8 Ball says. All right, we're going to get into all that stuff as best we can, as we do here on the Cuse Militia Podcast. But before we do all of that, I've got to tell you about a couple things. I got to tell you about them. The first is Manscaped.com. Listen, guys, don't be no shaving November below the belt like Joe. Okay, don't be a Sasquatch. By the way, Joe is doing the no shave.
Meant for everywhere.
Joe's doing the no shave November thing, and for a bald guy. I thought that would, if not a ton's growing up here, I thought it might grow faster here. But you're looking slick, though, bro. You are looking slick. I like Joe with the beard.
It's not bad.
I like the Joe with the beard
gravity
look.
would work, right?
Yeah, yeah. I like the Joe with the beard look. That's good. So anyway, I digress. Manscaped.com, they offer the precision engineered tools for your family jewels. And look, the Lawnmower 2.0, I've told you about it. It's rechargeable. It's waterproof. Take it in the shower with you. Do whatever you need to do. Skin safe technology. This trimmer will not nick or snag you. Just do your thing, rinse it off in the shower, put it back in its little bag, but wait until it's dry before you plug it back in and charge it, Joe. Okay?
Yep.
I know we don't gotta worry about you, but for the rest of you out there, stop the accidents. Use the Mower 2.0, skin safe technology. Don't use the same trimmer you use on your hair or on your face or anywhere else that you would use below the belt. Go ahead, go to manscaped.com. Go there right now and use the promo code ARMCHAIR. Get 20% off and free shipping with the promo code ARMCHAIR. That's manscaped.com. Use the right tools for the job. Manscaped.com. Promo code ARMCHAIR. 20% off and free shipping. Thank you, manscaped.com. Look, last one. I'm hitting these both now, guys. I'm hitting them both now, all right? We're going to double up. We're going to double up so we can just roll through this, okay? And I'm feeling better. I'm a little medicine heady, okay? Yeah. But I'm feeling better. So
been eating your Blue Chews?
I've been taking my vitamins. Elderberries. They're good for your immune system, Joe.
Oh.
My wife's...
Is that what you call Blue Chew?
Well, wait, hold on. Now that I think about it, my wife is the one making me take these things. So, you got a point there. BlueChew.com. That's blue like the color. Blue Chew brings you the first chewable with the same FDA-approved active ingredient as Viagra and Cialis. So you know it works. You can take them anytime, day or night, as if it mattered. As if you would think that you couldn't take them during the day or at night, as if one was going to be worse than the other. But look, we got to tell you these things just in case. You can take them on a full or empty stomach, and since they're chewable, they work up to twice as fast as a pill, so you can be ready whenever the opportunity arises, guys. If you could benefit from extra function and more confidence when it counts, Blue Chew is the fast and easy way to enhance your performance. Blue Chew is prescribed online and ships straight to your door in a discreet package, so no in-person doctor visit, no waiting in the pharmacy, and best of all, no more awkwardness. They're made in the USA, and since Blue Chew prepares and ships direct, they're cheaper than a pharmacy. Right now, we've got a special offer for our listeners. Visit BlueChew.com and get the first shipment free when you use the special promo code ARMCHAIR. Just pay the $5 shipping. That's, again, Blue Chew, BLUE Chew.com. Use the promo code ARMCHAIR. Try it for free. Blue Chew is better, cheaper, faster choice, and we thank them for sponsoring Armchair Media and the Cuse Militia podcast. And need I not say, they do not promise any guaranteed results, and nowhere on there does it says it cures any kind of disease. So, that's that. That's that, Joe. Just like
you proved that wrong.
Oh, he was waiting. You were waiting for that. You knew it was coming, and you were waiting for it. Well, touche.
I didn't know that was coming.
Oh, come on. Touche, Joe. I'm going to give it to you. Okay? All right, Joe. Before the Orange stomped the Cards last year, 54-23, Louisville had won 4 straight. And the overall series sits at 10-7 in favor of the Cardinals. In fact, we've only won 2 of the past 9 against Louisville. The Cards defense, they've given up some big numbers. They gave up 52 to Miami, 59 to Wake Forest, 45 to Clemson. Now, I know those are pretty good offenses for the most part, but the shootout against Wake Forest, they actually won 62-59. So their offense, they got a pretty high-powered offense. As we mentioned in the last show, this is not the same team that we beat in the Dome last year. They have a lot of speed at wide receiver. Des Fitzpatrick, 562 yards receiving, and Tutu Atwell, 916 yards receiving. But Javian Hawkins? He's a 1,000-yard rusher. He's averaged 5.3 yards a carry right now for the year. And overall, their offense ranks 41st in the nation. It's nothing to shake a stick at. The defense sits at 98th. So you get the Orange offense at 88th, going against 98th in defense, and the Orange defense 104 going against 41st ranked offense. Not that it matters. I'm just throwing it out there. So, for some perspective, Joe, a fast team. Coach kind of laid it out a little bit. He warned us. Yeah, he warned us about the offense. And as we said, and Coach said, this is not the same team as last year.
No, it's definitely not. Coach Satterfield is for a first-year coach. he's come in and definitely changed the culture, changed the way that team has come out and put an effort and played. And again, he didn't have a bare cupboard because Louisville, they've really never had a problem recruiting. So he's doing real well with what he's got. And like what Coach Baber said, I'm starting to get to the point where I'm going to listen to when he throws those clues in. And I listened to his press conference on Monday, and he was definitely letting us know that they're a different kind of beast, especially different kind of beast in Duke, but definitely especially different team than what they played last year, like you said.
This game will be look, we handled Duke, man. We went in there with a game plan and it worked.
Yep.
But that was, it's a little different. We're going to have to maybe mix things up, but Duke had no idea what was coming. They had to go back to old tape from Stannard at Wyoming or something to take a look and see what he might do. Okay, that'll give you an idea, but it's not going to do a whole lot. So,
right, and we're not saying all this stuff to scare you. I mean, this is still a team that we can definitely beat. It's just
we just like to stay grounded, Joe. Is that fair to say?
Right. Exactly. Yeah. But I mean, this is definitely we're playing against a quarterback that's a dual threat. He's thrown for 14 touchdowns, only 3 interceptions, and for 1,470 yards. He's also rushed for 314 yards for another 5 touchdowns. So again, another dual threat guy. The one thing that I did take away, Babers, he was talking about one of their offensive tackles, Louisville's. He missed a game last week, and they're saying, he's like 6'7", like 300 and however many pounds. Yeah, so
like
they're saying that
60-something pounds.
Good chance he might not be playing, so they might be down a starter. I'd like to have faith in what our defense did last week. Babers again was talking about how the weather might look a lot similar in Louisville than it did last week in Durham. And so there's definitely some things. I mean, again, too, I think we opened up as an 8.5-point underdog. It's already shot up to 10. So it's kind of just showing you what the bettors are thinking about us still, even after that performance after last week. And another thing to try to possibly put into account is number one, they've got their 6th win. So
yeah,
they're already bowl eligible, correct? And next week, not obviously the game after us next week is their game against Kentucky, which is a yearly rivalry against an SEC school. So this is a perfect kind of spot for a trap game for them, especially considering the highs that we're on and stuff. So if we can come in and we can punch them in the mouth like we did Duke and kind of allow some of those little things to happen, then I can see us kind of taking their will like we did Duke, especially if it's going to be cold outside, stuff like that. Sometimes that hurts a little bit of the speed portion of it. And overall morale sometimes. Some people just don't like playing in cold weather. It's just a fact. So you never really know when that is going to kind of take into effect. So,
yeah, it's awful. Yeah. It's awful. Cold weather sucks. It's terrible.
It all depends, man. Like when you play football like that, you kind of just got to kind of embrace it, man.
It's kind of easy to mix up Raleigh and Durham, right? Isn't it?
Yeah.
Isn't it? Is that a mortal sin there? I don't think anybody cares.
I was just correcting myself.
Okay. All right.
Trying to be accurate.
I know, but it's like Raleigh-Durham area.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
I get it. I live here.
I know. That's what I'm saying. Is it like that's what I was wondering. I don't know if I would have corrected myself or not on that, but you did. So
Sorry.
It makes me think that it's like a big deal. Is it a big deal?
No, it's not. I just wanted to be correct. I just wanted to come correct.
All right. All right. We appreciate it. Okay. Yeah. We appreciate it. Thanks.
Whatever. Yeah.
So anyway,
unbelievable, bro.
I'm just wondering. I was curious. So look, Syracuse is a 10-point underdog currently. Opened up at like 8.5, went down to like 7, jumped up to 11. That seems to have settled in at about 10. So, I mean, look. Coach said, okay. I'm just going to repeat this because what did he say about momentum? I don't know if one game's momentum. Something along those lines, right? It was one game.
Right.
I don't know how much momentum you get off of one game. Well, maybe you don't get a ton of momentum because, I mean, you haven't been chugging for very long. Chug one game. It takes a little bit to build some momentum, but
Yeah.
It does build confidence. You mentioned a couple huge keys. They're already bowl eligible. They don't want to put a bunch of guys in bad spots. They're not trying to win a title to anything. They're not going to catch Clemson. They're not going to be able to play for an ACC championship.
Right.
Maybe they're not on the gas all the time. Maybe they are, maybe they're not. But let's just say maybe they're not. Who knows? 10 points show.
Well, you're got to assume that as a first-year coach, he's still going to try to keep those guys in there. But sometimes it's just sometimes it's the psyche of it. Just the fact that the players know that they're already going to a bowl, and maybe they're overconfident in thinking that they're better than us because of the record, and they're looking ahead to Kentucky next week. But again, they could have revenge on their mind too. I'm sure the coach is probably going to pop in that tape from last year and try to use that as motivation. So you never really know what's going to happen.
It's kind of been one of those
when it comes down to it. But when it comes down to where we're from, as far as where Syracuse is, when you talk about the momentum, I think this, and I think I gain a lot of perspective of it from talking to Tyler when we had the podcast, is that like the players can sense BS. You know what I'm saying? The players know when there's trouble going on in the ranks, and I think that was what happened. And now you have Babers that makes a change, goes into a bye week, and then changes a couple people up on offense, bring back a defensive lineman that people have been waiting for him to come back and was looking like he was going to be the defensive tackle leader there in the middle, and then you see that outcome. And all of a sudden, we have our penalties down. We have it was a very similar game like we talked about last year with the little things where our special teams was good. Penalties were down. We had turnovers that put our offense in great position. So you had big changes made, and you saw an instant impact. And that, as far as going into the belief, into the buy-in of the kids, is like the biggest thing. I think that's half of what college sports is. The kids need to believe in the coaches and what they're doing. They need to believe in their vision, and they need to be all in, and they have to have the faith, and they have to have the buy-in. And I don't know how much of that was lost throughout the season, but I think a lot of it was gained back last week with Duke, and now seeing that we can still have 2 games and possibly being able to get bowl eligible. I don't know. I personally am expecting a different team, and maybe that's foolish of me, maybe that's crazy of me, but maybe that's naive of me. But I think the kids are going to buy in of what they saw last week off of the changes.
It could be naive. It could be the homer in you, because I feel the same way. But when you say it out loud, you just feel like you're jumping on the orange wagon.
Right.
It could be foolish. It could be naive, like I said, but you've got to have faith, and like we say in the show, we've had faith. We have faith going in every game. It really doesn't matter if they lost against Duke. I'd still have faith going into this game that they have a shot, right?
Yeah.
But with you add on the game they pulled off against Duke, a good game. Obviously a good game defensively, but a good game offensively too. I mean, DeVito wasn't stellar, but they ripped off the yards on the ground, and that's
dominated
huge.
The run game, and
Totally.
they had no turnovers. They took care of the ball.
Yeah.
They dominated the clock. So that's what you need to do, especially when there's certain things that you can't do. Every year there's going to be strengths and weaknesses that change, and you have to figure those out. So if what you need to do is run the ball.
Run the ball in that cold weather, dude. That eventually it's painful.
Right, and Louisville gives up a lot of yards on the ground and yards overall and points. So we have to make sure that we can do that. And again, a lot of it comes down to what we did before. Last year we were 10-3 because we were more disciplined and didn't have the penalties, and we had the turnovers that put our offense in those positions, and our special teams won a majority of the games against their opponents. So then we played unselfish, and last week I saw a glimpse of that. And if they can duplicate that into next week, and Louisville has some sloppy plays and some penalties, and they kind of overlook us, and we punch them in the mouth, like you said, in that cold weather, and then we start running effectively.
You got a really good. You got really good. You got not the trifecta, man. You got the trifecta. You got Mo Neal. You got Abdul Adams. He didn't do a ton, and you got Jarvion Howard. But I mean, you could mix it up on the ground. I mean, it's got to work, though, but you can't give up on it either. That's probably one of the things that bugged me a little bit, and we touched on it here and there. The past few games was kind of giving up on the run game and just resorting to throwing the ball all the time. So, important to establish it early.
Yeah, you just have to be able to. Right. So, again, there's definitely still deficiencies. There's definitely not just there's still issues, but some of them, they look like they've overcame some of those issues to where we can kind of maybe get back on the winning path. So again, I think it's the big key is really just limiting the big plays with their playmakers.
I was just going to bring it up.
That's the biggest thing.
That's the biggest thing. Now, they got some speed at wide receiver, and we've been burned a number of times this year. And it's one of those things where you're probably going to see one or two of these at least, I would think.
And that's a situation where, again, we're definitely going to have to make sure that we put points on the board. I mean, they give up the most points. I think they give up the most points in the ACC, if I'm not mistaken, as far as average. So I think it's around the 32-point area.
I mean, if I told you, they won a game and the opponent scored 59, I mean, that's crazy.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So,
right.
Yeah, they give up some points.
So if we can, so again, this is kind of a situation where if we can score early and stop them a couple times on offense, and that puts a lot of pressure on the defense that's already really not that good, and it's just going to turn around and put pressure on an offense to have to score and keep up with us. I mean, that's kind of what you're looking for. I doubt it'll go that way, but it's going to be closer than the Duke game. But again, it's basically just winning the little things like we always talk about, and stopping the big plays and being able to run the ball. We have to be able to. If we become one dimensional like we have been, just throwing, like you said, all the time, throwing, and DeVito getting sacked and all those things.
No, he can never settle down. When he's throwing all the time, he's got no run game. I mean, now he didn't prove to us when he does have a run game he can do a whole lot, but they didn't need to. I mean, they just kept doing what was working, and if that's the case, then do it. Then keep doing it.
Right, and that's what you do. That's what a smart coach does, right? And a lot of people have to put into fact, people I saw were kind of banging on this. His numbers didn't look great.
But he didn't throw an interception, though. He didn't turn the ball over. He didn't do anything stupid either.
Exactly. He only got sacked once, and there was 15 to 20-mile-an-hour bursts out there as far as winds goes. So, I mean, that's one of those things where you're not going to be able to throw the ball effectively like that. So,
well, he only threw it 15 times, right? Wasn't it like 15?
He only had to.
Yeah, I know. Right? That's good, though.
Right. We took some shots, but overall, I mean, just our defense putting us scoring points, number one, and then putting us in good field position to where we could just run the ball. And eventually we just, again, I don't want to say gave up, but they didn't want to play.
This is going to
want to play the game that we wanted to play.
Standards, I mean, this isn't saying much, so I know, but I'm just saying. This is going to be a truth moment for Standard's defense, I think. You're playing a way better team on the offensive end, and so we're going to get to see how simplifying this defense has worked, and if just everything. It's going to be.
They definitely have a better passing attack, better receivers, faster receivers. So you're definitely not going to be able to get away with
a dual threat quarterback that's more accurate.
But yeah, you're not going to be able to get away with some of the simplified coverages that they pulled off last week. It was again, he had a plan, he made some changes, and Duke really didn't know what was coming. So Louisville's going to have tape on how we changed some things and how we changed our calls, and hopefully maybe they don't catch everything. Maybe we got some stuff we didn't use, or we got some different things that we came up with this week that can kind of surprise them as well. So, but again, it's limiting if we can limit the big plays and force them to have to drive, and maybe we, force them to some field goals or bend but don't break and get some turnovers. That's what you're really looking for. A team like Louisville is just, if you start doing that pass, 3 and out, them getting the ball, big plays, we can't get back into that. So you got to get on the board early. You got to keep it close.
What's your prediction?
The homer in me, man.
I know. It's 10 points, though.
And and I mean, I think a lot of it just has to do with the mental and the psyche and everything. I was physically at the game last week, so I saw something, you know what I mean? I saw the team, and it just looked like what you wanted to see and what you expected all year. It looked like
and you only
what we would have done
to
Duke last year. So, and just seeing them play like that, and hope, how I know how things are so contagious like that in the locker room with players buying in, and it's almost like a refreshing, like kind of like new hope, like almost like a new season. We got just a 2-game season, and we can just make it all up, and we can just get to a bowl game and make it all better, So I think that you're going to see a team that's ready to play, man, and I just don't see us losing by 10.
I don't either. Let's keep the bowl hopes alive, Orange. I know my faith in a bowl game is alive. I'm really excited. I've probably been more excited for this Louisville game than I was going into the Clemson game, because I didn't have a ton of hope, although it was exciting. But
right.
This is a prove yourself moment, I think. And with that said, I'm not trying to overhype it, but it's you can go home and finish off with Wake Forest at home and clinch a bowl game. It's possible.
Yeah,
it's on them to do it. So I think that is some serious motivation.
And that's the thing is you have people that are calling for the faith and saying that Orange needs to bring faith back to the fans and da-da-da-da-da based off that's the way to do it right there. And I'm not calling them out. I'm not saying they have to do it. I'm not saying that I'm going to jump off the wagon and just not be the fan that I am if they don't make a bowl game. But I'm just saying, for all those people that do say you're going to believe the faith, this and that, if they pull this off and they get to 6-6, and they get into a bowl game, then that's, I don't want to say miraculous, but 2 weeks ago it was.
Well, it's not miraculous but it is definitely
something that we didn't see.
Yeah,
after 9 games into the season.
Go back and listen to our Duke preview. We were not very excited, Joe.
Yep.
Right?
Yeah. Go back and look at all the people guessing the game.
Oh yeah, I know.
Predicting the game.
And I mean,
same
it's really
thing.
hard.
We were all in the same boat, and that's what's crazy about people getting so upset and everything is like one game can change an attitude just like that.
Oh,
just
I know.
One game.
I know.
So
and it's so bipolar sometimes, but
it's unfortunate that it's this late and that the season's gone the way that it has. But again, I mean, not every year is going to be the year, and I think if anybody should know, it should be Syracuse football fans.
Yeah, no kidding. Right?
So
it's been like 20. So before last year, it's like 20 years, something like that. So it's been a while.
Right. I've learned to be patient and be able to get excited for the future and see the youth and the depth and what we're doing in certain positions and stuff like that. So a lot of times that's what I've been doing since forever, since I graduated high school, because that's really what this whole streak has been. So I've just always tried to keep the faith and try to look positive toward what's going on, and that's what it is. So I'm positive of this Saturday.
Hey, all right, look.
Call me crazy, bro, but I think that they're going to overlook us because of Kentucky, and I think that we got a different attitude.
It's a huge game for them. The Kentucky-Louisville game's always huge, no matter what sport. So,
well, yeah, because realistically, they have that weird record where it's like 6-4, where it's like it's definitely better than what the Louisville fans thought, but 6-4 isn't like outstanding. Like you said, they're not playing for a championship, so already made a bowl. So you kind of got that off your back. That pressure's off your back. So now what's the next step? We got Syracuse, but we got SEC Kentucky.
Yeah, you got to beat the state team, man. You got to go do that. You got to go do that.
So I'm just hoping, that's a real thing,
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Trap games are a real thing. So
well, we already seen. If anyone knows trap games are real, it should be us.
Yeah, Maryland.
Maryland. So anyway, hey, Cornell tomorrow night, 7:30. Yep. And what's that on, Joe? Is that going to be on the ACC network?
Network Extra.
Okay, so it's ESPN Watch, basically. Might be played locally, but I know we got a lot of listeners all up and down the East Coast. So the Watch ESPN, ESPN Plus, ACC.com, I think, streams those games, right, Joe? So at least they were supposed to.
ACC.com, but I think also obviously ESPN Plus, I believe, does too as well.
I think so too. So anyway, We will be back. Be sure to look for the thoughts on the game prompt. Leave your thoughts there. Give us some fan feedback for the Cornell game. Should be fun. We will be back here shortly after that. Now, Joe's watching Netflix on his computer.
What's today's date? What's today's date?
It's the 19th.
Oh, okay. All right.
Why?
Just wondering.
Why?
Don't worry. No worries. We'll find out next episode.
Okay. You make me nervous.
Oh, come on.
Okay.
Don't be nervous.
Hey, all right. Thank you to manscaped.com. Go to manscaped.com. Use the promo code armchair. Get 20% off and free shipping. I want to thank Blue Chew. Go to bluechew.com. Use the promo code armchair and get 5 pills for free. Just pay $5 shipping on that. We want to thank both of them. Thank you, Armchair Media. Thanks to all of you for listening. Thanks to James on guitar. For Joe, I'm Sean. We're out.
Peace.
Thanks for listening to the Cuse Militia Podcast, the fan's voice with Sean and Joe.